Before you ask why people stopped respecting you, ask a harder question. When did you stop respecting yourself? That is where every story begins. Not in the eyes of others, but inside your own mind. Most people never lose respect overnight. They surrender it. One excuse at a time. One apology at a time. One compromise at a time. They call it kindness. The world calls it weakness. They call it loyalty. The world sees dependence. They call it love. The world sees fear. The Stoics saw what most people never notice. Every time you abandon your principles to keep someone comfortable, you quietly teach them your principles are negotiable. That lesson is never forgotten. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, never over their opinion." Yet most people spend their entire lives trying to control the one thing they never could. Approval is a moving target. Character is a permanent foundation. One will always disappoint you. The other will never betray you. Imagine a man who never argues, never begs, never chases, never proves his worth. He simply lives by his values. People trust him. People follow him. People respect him. Not because he demanded it, because he never needed to. That is the quiet power Stoicism has protected for over 2,000 years. And today, you are about to discover why the moment you stop chasing respect is the exact moment you become worthy of it. Most people fear silence. A Stoic studies it. Silence reveals more than words. An impatient person cannot hide. A dishonest person cannot hide. An arrogant person cannot hide. Give people enough silence, and they will reveal themselves. That is why wise people observe first. They speak later. The world rewards fast reactions. Stoicism rewards clear judgment. Anyone can react. Few people can respond. Your emotions want instant revenge. Your wisdom asks for one more moment. That single moment can change your entire life. Epictetus taught, events do not control you. Your response does. That is real freedom. Imagine two people. Both receive the same insult. The first explodes with anger. The second remains completely calm. Who holds the power? The one who controls himself. Anger feels powerful. Self-control is powerful. Every emotional reaction gives someone access to your mind. Every calm response closes that door. Never let another person choose your emotions. Never allow someone else's behavior to decide your character. Your peace is not a gift. It is a responsibility. Protect it. Even when nobody understands. Especially when nobody understands. Because the strongest mind never reacts to everything. It chooses what deserves its attention. That is the second Stoic habit. Master your response. And the world will never master you. Most people want to be noticed. A Stoic wants to be remembered. There is a difference. Attention is borrowed. Respect is earned through consistency. Anyone can impress people for one day. Few people can inspire trust for one lifetime. Your habits speak every morning, long before your words ever do. People watch how you handle pressure, how you handle failure, how you handle success. That reveals your character. Promises create expectations. Actions create belief. Never promise what discipline can prove. The Stoics trusted repetition, not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. A single victory changes nothing. 1,000 small victories change your identity. Wake up. Keep your word. Finish your work. Control your emotions. Repeat. Again. 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 That is how character is built. And character always leaves a mark. People may forget what you achieved. They rarely forget who you became. Every disciplined choice strengthens your reputation. Every careless choice weakens it. Respect grows in the shadows. Long before the world applauds. Become the person who does the right thing, even when nobody is watching. Because the habits you practice in private will eventually become the reputation the world cannot ignore. The world teaches you to compete. Stoicism teaches you to detach. Most people measure their lives against someone else. A bigger house. A better career. More money. More attention. More followers. The race never ends. Win today. Chase again tomorrow. Comparison has no finish line. That is why so many people look successful, yet feel empty. A Stoic refuses that game. He competes with yesterday's self, not today's crowd. Someone else's victory does not steal yours. Someone else's success does not delay yours. Envy poisons the mind. Gratitude strengthens it. The moment you stop comparing, you start growing. Your path was never meant to look like theirs. Your timing was never meant to match theirs. Nature never rushes. Yet everything arrives on time. So does character. So does wisdom. Stop counting what others have. Start building what nobody can take. Your discipline. Your patience. Your integrity. Those investments never lose value. The crowd will always chase more. The Stoic chooses enough. And that is the beginning of real freedom. The greatest prison has no walls. It exists inside your mind. Most people never escape it. They fear being judged, being rejected, being misunderstood. So they hide who they really are. They wear masks. For family. For friends. For strangers. Until they forget their real face. A Stoic needs no mask. Truth is enough. You cannot Control opinions. You cannot. Control gossip. You cannot. Control rumors. But you can. Control your response. That changes everything. Every minute spent chasing approval is a minute lost from your purpose. Do not waste your best years trying to satisfy people who constantly change their standards. Today they praise you. Tomorrow they criticize you. Next week they forget you. That is human nature. Do not build your identity on unstable ground. Build it on principles. Principles never betray you. Walk your path. Stand by your values. Accept misunderstanding. Accept criticism. Accept loneliness. Better to stand alone with character than stand with the crowd without it. That is the freedom the Stoics protected above everything else. Every temptation comes disguised as an opportunity. The easy shortcut. The quick reward. The comfortable excuse. Most people say yes. A Stoic pauses. Because not every door deserves to be opened. The world celebrates speed. Wisdom values direction. Moving faster means nothing if you are walking the wrong path. Discipline is choosing what hurts today to protect tomorrow. Comfort is choosing what feels good today while sacrificing tomorrow. That is the difference. Your future is built by the decisions nobody applauds. Wake up early. Keep your promise. Finish the difficult task. Walk away from easy distractions. Those moments look ordinary until years pass. Then everyone calls them success. The Stoics never trusted luck. They trusted preparation. Because fortune favors the mind that is already ready. Do not ask for an easier life. Become a stronger person. When hardship arrives, do not panic. Do not complain. Do not retreat. Stand still. Think clearly. Act wisely. Every challenge is testing the person you are becoming. Pass enough tests, and respect will no longer need an introduction. One habit destroys more lives than failure ever could. Overthinking. The mind creates battles that reality never brings. You replay conversations. You imagine rejection. You predict disasters. None of them exist. Yet they steal your peace. A Stoic questions every fear. Is it true? Can I control it? Does it deserve my attention? If the answer is no, let it go. The strongest minds do not believe every thought. They examine it. Most suffering begins twice. First, inside imagination. Then, inside reality. Wisdom removes the first and weakens the second. Do not confuse thinking with progress. A decision beats endless doubt. Action silences anxiety. Movement defeats hesitation. The future has never belonged to the person who worried the most. It belongs to the person who acted despite uncertainty. The Stoics never waited to feel fearless. They moved forward while fear walked beside them. That is real courage. Not the absence of fear, but the refusal to let fear choose your life. Everyone wants control. Very few understand it. You cannot control the weather, the economy, other people, their opinions, their choices, their loyalty. Fight that battle, and you lose twice. A Stoic chooses a different war. Control your thoughts. Control your actions. Control your habits. Everything else is borrowed. The moment you stop forcing life, life becomes clearer. Storms will come. Let them. Criticism will come. Let it. Loss will come. Face it. Nothing outside you can destroy your character, unless you give it permission. That is your greatest power. Epictetus taught. Some things belong to you. Most things never will. Wise people know the difference. Foolish people fight reality. Reality always wins. Stop resisting what cannot be changed. Start mastering what already belongs to you. Your discipline, your patience, your judgment, your integrity. Own those completely. And nothing can truly take your freedom away. Most people wait for the perfect moment. A Stoic creates it. They wait for confidence. They wait for motivation. They wait for certainty. Years pass. Nothing changes. Action always comes first. Confidence follows action, not the other way around. The perfect time is an illusion. Life never becomes easier. You become stronger. That is the real transformation. Every sunrise offers a choice. Repeat yesterday, or build tomorrow. Small decisions shape great destinies. Read one more page. Take one more step. Keep one more promise. Refuse one more excuse. Those moments look insignificant until they become your identity. The Stoics never chased perfection. They pursued progress. One disciplined day becomes one disciplined week. One disciplined week becomes one disciplined year. Eventually, people call it talent. They never saw the quiet sacrifices. They never witnessed the lonely mornings or the difficult choices. Greatness is rarely dramatic. It is usually a collection of ordinary actions, repeated with extraordinary consistency. Do not wait for life to change. Become the reason it does. Every person enters your life for a reason. Some build your character. Others reveal it. Not everyone deserves a place in your future. The Stoics never feared walking alone. They feared Walking with people who weaken their principles. Pay attention to the people who drain your peace, who celebrate your failures, who envy your success, who appear only when they need you. Distance is not cruelty. Sometimes it is wisdom. Protecting your mind is not selfish. It is necessary. A healthy tree cannot grow in poisoned soil. Neither can a strong character. Choose people who challenge your thinking, not your values. Who inspire discipline, not excuses. Who respect your boundaries, not your usefulness. Remember, your circle shapes your standards. Your standards shape your future. Walk away from anyone who demands you become smaller just to fit inside their comfort. A Stoic would rather lose a relationship than lose his integrity. Because respect always begins with the company you choose to keep. The weakest word is maybe. Strong people make clear decisions. Weak people leave every door open. They fear disappointing others, so they disappoint themselves. Every time you ignore a boundary, you send a message. My time is not valuable. My peace can wait. My needs come last. People believe what your actions repeat, not what your words promise. A Stoic never confuses kindness with submission. You can be respectful without becoming available to everyone. You can be generous without being taken for granted. A boundary is not a wall. It is a standard. It tells the world how you expect to be treated. Some people will leave when you create boundaries. Let them. They were never respecting you. They were using your silence. Never feel guilty for protecting your peace. Never apologize for saying no. Every no to what weakens you is a yes to your future. Marcus Aurelius never lived to satisfy the crowd. Neither should you. Because the moment you protect your standards, the right people will protect their respect for you. Walking away is not weakness. Sometimes it is the highest form of self-respect. Most people stay too long in broken friendships, in empty conversations, in one-sided relationships. Not because they are happy, because they are afraid. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of starting again. Afraid of losing what no longer exists. A Stoic understands one truth. Anything that costs your character is already too expensive. Not every battle deserves your energy. Not every argument deserves your voice. Not every person deserves another chance. Wisdom knows the difference. Leaving does not mean you stopped caring. It means you finally started caring about yourself. Some doors should never Be opened again. Some chapters must end. Without explanation. Without revenge. Without hatred. Just with peace. Because closure does not always come from another person. Sometimes it comes from your own decision. The strongest goodbye is often the quietest one. No drama. No anger. No final speech. Just one choice. To protect your future. The Stoics believed peace is priceless. Never trade it for temporary attachment. Walk away with your dignity. And never look back. The loudest person is not always the strongest. Sometimes the strongest person says the least. Ego needs to prove. Wisdom needs to understand. Most people fight to be right. A Stoic focuses on being better. Winning an argument can feed your pride. But controlling your ego builds your character. Not every insult requires a response. Not every opinion requires a correction. Not every person deserves your energy. The mature mind knows when to speak and when to remain silent. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking less about yourself. A wise person does not need to announce their value. A tree does not make noise while growing. It simply becomes stronger. The same happens with people. Real growth happens quietly. Real strength does not need attention. The Stoics never chased applause. They chased virtue. Because applause ends quickly. But character stays forever. Do not let ego control your actions. Do not let pride destroy your peace. The person who masters himself has already won the greatest battle. A person's true character is revealed when nobody is watching. Anyone can act good when people are looking. Anyone can appear strong when life is easy. But pressure reveals everything. The Stoics did not chase perfection. They chased virtue. Every day they asked themselves, did I act with wisdom? Did I control my emotions? Did I live by my principles? Those questions created better people. Your character is not built in one great moment. It is built through small choices. The way you speak. The way you think. The way you treat others. The way you handle pain. Everything counts. A strong reputation is created quietly. Long before the world notices. Do the right thing. Even without rewards. Stay honest. Even without praise. Remain calm. Even without recognition. Because your greatest achievement is not what people see. It is who you become when nobody sees. The Stoics understood. A peaceful mind comes from a clean conscience. Live with integrity. And you will never need to chase respect. Respect will follow naturally. The journey ends with one final truth. Respect was never something you had to chase. It was something you had to become. The moment you stopped begging For approval. You started building your character. The moment you stopped explaining your worth, you started living it. The world will always judge. People will always have opinions. But a Stoic does not surrender his peace to another person's mind. You cannot control what they think. You can control who you become. Become disciplined. Become calm. Become wise. Become someone who keeps promises to himself. Because the greatest respect is not the respect you receive from others. It is the respect you have for yourself. A person who masters his mind cannot be easily broken. A person who knows his values cannot be easily controlled. A person who walks with purpose never needs to chase attention. Remember this. Do not run after people. Do not beg for acceptance. Do not trade your peace for temporary approval. Stand firm. Stay humble. Protect your character. And let time reveal your worth. That is the Stoic secret. Respect follows the person who no longer needs to chase it.